And thank you, Ed Jonathan, for those kind words. And I want to thank Ray Hammond for being a superb editor of the New York Quarterly and of New York Quarterly books. I'm also looking forward to hearing the works of Austin Allen and of Francesca Maxime. In the meantime, I'm going to begin with a group of poems in which the narrator is a character who is emotionally attached to objects and ideas, not too many people. In the first three poems, he's obsessed by time, the ticking. I didn't notice it until the dark silence let it in. Now that's all I hear. The alarm clock beating inside me. I can't stop it. Sometime, I don't know when, it will go on. These are sort of old men poems. I live in the moment. There's only now. The clock stopped, all beginnings forgotten. The morning has left with faces I no longer see, voices I no longer hear. Even the street is now. The trash bags vanished. The hand carefully untying one, sifting through it and tying it up again, gone. Well adjusted, my watch stares back at me. The halting step of its second hand silently circling beneath its monocle. I lose myself in its robot movement till I feel like a wild animal, wound up, trapped. Oh, the narrator of my poem sometimes vaguely resembles me, but frequently, you may have spotted that, frequently he's simply a creature of my fantastic imagination, as in this next poem in which he's emotionally attached to a dripping faucet. I love the poem. I love the title of the poem, not the dripping faucet. Faucet man. Someone's touched the faucet. It drips over and over again. I choke it with my brown paper towel. Drops of sweat with their tiny claws trickle down my spine, over and over again. I pick at skin below my nails, hold my hand in scalding water, slowly count to 10, over and over again. A TV set has been known to take over one's life, as I've written down here. The TV watches me watching it, follows me around my mind, around my room, into the street. Without my knowing it, it tells me what to believe, what to say. Marathon. In the marathon inside me, there's no get ready, on your mark, fingertips touching the track, no gun popping off. In the marathon inside me, at home, at work, awake or in dreams, the sound of steps gains on me, steps late at night, heard and not heard, steps on the street behind me, steps on the street inside me, locking me in, locking me out, steps closer and closer. I keep running, never stop. There's no finish line. Racism traps and isolates the characters in this next poem. Colored. Alone on the elevator, I press the ground floor button. Just before the door closes, you step in. I turn my head, keep my eyes on the sinking numbers, feel the floor falling. In the street, we raise our arms to hail a cab. One slows, passes you, stops for me. My second group of poems are more or less love poems. In them, our hero is more or less emotionally attached to someone else. Love song. For a moment, the sky is simply up there. Just blue, nothing else. It's not a word in my mouth or on this page, but blue, just blue. Not like anything else. Your eyes, for example, not anything like. Well, maybe, a little bit. Happy hour. In front of the Riviera Cafe, a layer of sand softens the sidewalk. 5 beach umbrellas spread shade on the metal tables. Near the curb, a fake lifeguard stand overlooks 7th Avenue. I sit with my gin and tonic, waiting for something to happen. Waves of traffic roll by or slam to a halt at the light. Is that you on the number 10 bus? I see the wide door opening, feel the soft tar give beneath my feet. In the bar, a piano plays ragtime, the notes splashing through us. You're here. We're at the seashore. And sometimes it's just simply old-fashioned lust that brings us together. Often, as in this next poem, which I'm reading for the 1 or 2 of you who have not heard it. What do you want? The waitress casually asked the air above my head. You. I want you, I said to myself. A corn muffin and coffee, please. The muffin toasted? No, just plain and cold. In the next few poems, it's nostalgia or the memory of love that connects this narrator to someone else. Somewhere not now. Somewhere you and I smiling at something you or I said, somewhere not now. Almost forgotten. Ocean waves coming and going in the August sun, the steamed clams we ate around the driftwood fire. With my toe I draw a curve in the wet winter sand. It's a smile, soon washed away, almost forgotten. Frozen in the snow, a refrigerator stands by the curb, its door off, some cubes still in the trays. The wonderful smell of coffee in the air. A delivery truck honking, a cab inching away. Your hand in the rear window, waving everything back, even the fan humming beside my bed. The pigeons cooing in the morning, the click of steps in the hall. Your voice. A negative emotion, such as jealousy, can sometimes emotionally attach us to someone else. Of course there's someone else. The building where you live was this fuck you when I walk by. The whole block talks behind my back. He's with you now, stroking your arm. You're telling him about me, smiling your little smile he understands so well. Of course, my paintings still hang on your wall. You can't get rid of them. You can't get rid of me. You keep them, he smirks. You keep them all. Now my third group of poems, the last group, they're called Poems Without Borders, without these limits, these objects and ideas that limit the narrator to himself, or to one or simply a few other people. In the first 2 poems, he begins to use his imagination to get beyond himself. Getting ready. Getting ready, my mind flies out of here, dives down flights of stairs, glides to the stoop, to the pigeon standing there yesterday on one foot, its wings vibrating, about to take off. In this next poem, the narrator is a young child. The poem is called Flight. My model airplane spreads its wing above the basement table. The small balsa struts like bones, cut and pinned in place. Cut and pinned in place, I fly away. In the final poems I'm going to read, there's a set of them. The narrator finally gets beyond the borders of his private world. In brief, he hits the street. A stabbing on the morning news sinks into my mind. I slam my face shut in the loud street, make my words wear sneakers. Sidewalk vendors shout hot specials, silks bright as neon, neck chains all solid gold at wholesale prices. Who can resist? Even toy birds circle me, and beneath my feet the subway yells its long black sky. Blue hair, cerulean blue with blonde streaks crossing the street. She mumbles, I hate you, her head butting the air as if someone were there. I must cross before the light changes. The signs flashing, don't walk, don't walk. That long white limo's inching forward. An old geezer I bet behind the dark window, probably poking the floor with his damn cane, telling the driver, drive on, drive on. Or maybe he's young like this stud on the Harley, cocking his elbows in leather and brass, gunning his engine. I'm crossing. An old man stoops by a shopping cart. Everything stops at the bag his fingers part. Sashaying on rollerblades, a young man winks his silver dress. The biker parked by the curb flashes his chrome-plated wheels. The Salvation Army marches to the Colonial Restaurant. Single file in thin red stripes, brass buttons on black, ham and eggs over light, the coffee regular. A body bag zipped and stretched out like a bulky piece of black luggage in the middle of the block. An old woman stands there unharmed, a man's cane and torn coat over her arm. Underground at Union Station, a woman in tight new shoes studies them. Sheets of newspaper smeared with dirt sail the rolling subway floor. Line drawings of plump nudes in bold ink spill from my lap. She laughs bright red through the waves of her dress. Above the subway track, of scraping brakes and soda cans snap flat, a full voice sings out, somewhere there's music, a washtub bass thumping along, like a great heart behind the steel ribs and rushing din of Union Square Station, the loud train coming in. Thank you very much.